was reading about the Pareto frontier, and then halfway through, I decided to delve into Axie Infinity, the article about it, and I just kept reading, and I started watching videos. I haven't really finished the article, but it's taking me a time. I got strayed away by a lot of the other contents.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah,
Actually, it's crazy.
so I'm getting a picture of what you said previously, yeah, about all this stuff. This article is really pinning down my understanding of what you just said.
Yeah, this is huge. Basically, it's also changed my way of looking of what we are doing slightly. Really focusing the call to action, the main drive will be entertainment and not utility. So
Yeah.
and I started playing with copy of the website, like started writing stuff just to
Okay. Cool.
for myself, like what will be the promise?
Yeah.
Why should one join? Yeah, and I think this is it's like also starting to think about the manifesto because he had another article. I don't know if I shared with you, which is shorter, but also it's everything like it's the bigger picture of what's happening. Let me see. Yeah, I shared with you the cooperation economy.
I haven't. Oh, that's the video, right? Or that's the
No,
last one.
it's another article from Becky. And this is pretty huge because if you combine everything together, we realize that the future, not for everyone, of course, it's going to be like the good stuff, not the bad stuff. It's going to be people like what we are doing basically is really the future because you have people that are driven by passion and fun and they found a way to make money.
Yes.
In different ways. They even doing different stuff in parallel, like in different organization, different roles. And the thing is, because you're doing something that it's really fun driven, you're connected with people in a different kind of setting. So you build trust and relationship based on fun, based on interest, and not based on work. Of course, you're doing a work, but it's more about the fun. And that helps you to build a new kind of, let's call it organization. He called it liquid teams. So it's people that know each other, and they are drawn into some kind of a different projects in different, over time. And basically because they know each other and they have trust and there's the same passion and interest, they are the best solution out there if you want to build something or create something. And basically you really need to be driven by fun and your interest and passion. And also money. This is like the Pareto frontier. And that's basically what we are doing because if you join Workaround, it's driven because of you want to make fun. You get to know people locally. And the next step, you can form your own team or liquid teams. It's not like a team. It depends on what you're doing. You can call out Ming because you're doing something. So that's... I started to realize what we are doing basically, also with the fund, the community fund, is riding or surfing the wave of cooperation economy and passion economy and creator economy all together. And that's really important to understand because every time that I build a business or a product, I look at the market, where the market's going to be in 3, 4, 5 years. According to what I understand. And I see this kind of fun, liquid teams, you call it like cooperation, creator economy, more local, I believe, because the virtual become bigger, people want to really... And this is going to be a way to find your place in this new economy.
Sharon, can you define liquid teams? I didn't get that.
Yeah, liquid teams is basically people that are not working inside organization, they are freelancers. They know each other because they are part of a community or different communities, and they assemble on demand. So I have a project with a client or a startup, and I'm gonna call you Ming because last time we met, or maybe we also did something together, and we both driven by fun and we're exciting. So we are forming a team that is assembled and disassembled based on the needs.
Yeah.
So there is no structure, it's structureless, and the connection is based on trust relationship. How do you meet those kind of people? DAOs or Web3 is one of them, or communities or Workaround. So this is how you meet people like you, professionals, working remotely in the same mindset. So you can form a team because you people, and then it will dissolve because the project end or whatever. And he talks about, even about startups, some of them will be part-time in the future. People will be part of DAOs, different communities, in different kind of scale. Core team, I'm just contributor, I'm just observer. And that's more powerful than just coming to work in a company, because companies is less about, I know you before, we worked together and I know your thing and we are here for fun. Companies more structure, more higher. Liquid teams is based on trust, relationship, and fun. It's like freelancers coming together on demand, but they know each other because they are in the same communities. So this is going to happen more and more. And that's the promise of Web3 economy, that people will assemble, he called it liquid teams, he invented this, but just think about remote workers, freelancers working together on projects instead of working alone. So they are more powerful in terms of
This
execution.
term has to be emphasized somehow in WorkGround's unique value proposition, right?
Yeah.
We make liquid teams possible. We empower liquid teams to
Yeah,
find
that
each other.
also definitely. Also, what I told you about the community fund, you can play a role. You can join a team. We will crowdsource problems or crowdsource things we want to do. People can assemble a team and join an effort and make money. In Web3, it's called bounty, which means there is some kind of a prize. If you're going to win it, you're going to get it. And it's driven by fun. It's not, I need to do social media posts for somebody. It's, wow, this is cool. Let's do it. This is like exciting. This is challenging. So it's different kind of assembling and teams and collaboration, and what's the drive to join or collaborate. So what I'm saying, I'm going to write it down, but the thing is, the future belongs to the creators, to the collaborators, to the artists, because it's all about fun and creativity, and now we have more possibility to earn money because of this more flexible economy, let's call it. So WorkGround, it's the place that you can meet people like this, like you. It's providing you the infrastructure to do it. From relationship and projects, or I don't know what to call it. And I also thought about you. You're already doing it. Like, for you, it's only about fun. It's doing what you love. It's taking the time to work, but also to rest. It's not like, it's more holistic way, driven by fun. So you already started doing it without knowing. And you assemble a team, which it's not a company yet, but people started doing stuff motivated by fun. So read it. This is gonna, like, those articles just explains where should we, because it's gonna happen naturally for us, I think, but it's more like articulating our path. Giving people like what is the future gonna look like and why you should be here or similar places. Yeah, so if you read it, I think it become clearer because it explains and give examples. But just think about people coming together on demand based on fun and trust. How do you do that? So you need a place to meet people like you. So of course this is going to be one option, but it's really a great one. So yeah, it's like the whole picture. Those articles just explain the future, which is. And then what I'm going to do today and tomorrow, I'm gonna. If you watch the Oatly John Ashcroft presentation. So if you remember, he started with the Change Book. And the Change Book explains what are the principles, what is the manifesto, who is the audience, like the marketing strategy, let's call it. But he doesn't call it strategy, it's more like where are we going and why. And I want to finalize this part before we are moving forward, because if I want to involve more people, Tamil or whatever, we need to have the same understanding. Otherwise, people will have different opinions. Because, of course, different opinions is great, but we need to come from the same place.
Yes.
And I thought about great execution, by the way, about with my wife, how can we get the first people? And then I said, okay, but why this idea, not the other one? And I said, okay, I need to write this kind of 2-page, 1-pager that explains the core. Because if you see Web3, it's all about storytelling. But what is entertainment? Entertainment is storytelling in the essence. So what is our story? And that's you start from there, and you don't start from a strategy. You start with a story, which is manifesto or principles or whatever. So I want to have the first version. I'm not saying this is like the dominant one, but it's going to be a version that we're going to use and change and iterate or whatever. But at least we have a common ground that we can start. It's not about the truth. It's about something to start with. Yes, I already have some things in mind. I wrote a lot of things during the weekend. Spent a lot of time. If I had some time, I was writing stuff, talking with some people about social and future, watching and reading. So I like a lot of thoughts. And I give you an example of things that Shira, she had a really great idea, is to buy fortune cookie. Inside a fortune cookie, there will be sentences that we believe in, and a QR code to our website.
Ha! Yeah, that will appeal very much to the Chinese consumers.
No, but it's like fun. There's a lot of excitement.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. I enjoy it.
So and then you go outside and just give it to people.
Brilliant.
For example, and this is only 600 cookies will cost us 300 euros. And then we just need to come with the right sentences. Let's say 30 or something like that. And the QR code, and that's it. And this is like one example, or another one. Let's go to Fontal Park, for example. Let's place a table in 3 places, like 3 of us, or if we have more people, let's bring 5 or 6. And we'll have a hat with a logo, but with different sentences, like legendary scenes, right? And a hoodie. Making remote awesome, join me.
Yeah.
And just working there for a couple of hours with the cookies and spark the interest of people, like what's happening here. And then if you walk through the Vondel Park, you only 5 people working on the desks. So those kind of crazy ideas, that's really cheap, that spark curiosity. Another one is sponsor, like Bumble is another one. Or start playing with stuff, but without going deep, I just think that the idea of testing is wrong. You need to start tell stories, interesting stories. And that's what Oatly is doing. And I watch it again and I say, okay, it's not about testing. You're not testing stuff. You're creating interesting scenes that connects to people's lives. What can we do? Where can we meet them, which is naturally, it's not like an ad, but it feels, okay, this is interesting. I want to learn. I want to know more. And so this is the direction, instead of looking at it as testing, because testing is very analytical. It's wrong. This is like B2B, thinking about, I have a landing page, A/B testing. And I thought, this is no way. It's what do we believe that will spark interest in people like us? Let's do things and not look at it like a test. Tell story. When you publish a book, you don't test your book. Of course, there are editor and is reading and making it better, but you don't know how the audience gonna react. So I'm saying, we are artistic. We're gonna do things that we believe in, that tell stories that spark interest in our view, and we believe more people will join. Instead of looking at it very traditionally, which limiting how you're gonna do that. Start conversations. So you're only doing it. That's how you got to me and Boris and Tamela, and you can do it more and more people. Just personal conversation inside Amsterdam with people, with using, I don't know, Meetup or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever, where people, or just going outside, giving people cookies, collaborating with bars, like where people drink and meet, we can do something there. Instead of stealing attention, connecting with people. And that's not testing. If I tell you, let's connect, you're not going to test it. You're going to be you and authentic. It's like weird. Like, I'm going to test my relationship with Sharon. No, it's like, why? So why we are so afraid? Testing is coming from fear, I think. You're not sure. You're not sure about yourself, who you are, what do you have to offer, stories you have to tell. So you're in the wrong direction. This is too business oriented, which is very odd to look at marketing like this, an acquisition. But it's not acquisition. This is starting honest conversation that will lead to. So once, okay, I'm going to stop here. Do you have any comments or?
The common theme, by the way, Shira is such a fun individual, and she's very bold in her ideas. I really like that. The common characteristic that I can find between her ideas is that we are basically intercepting people where they're already having fun. So you talk about Von der Park, you talk about fortune cookie. Yeah, people are already having fun around the area, so they already have the mindset of having fun. And that's different from, let's say, searching for a workspace on Google. That's a different mindset. So I can see, I can understand and appreciate what you just said there. That's it.
So the next step is to writing the change book, and then the execution is going to be easy for those, let's call it stories, because we just need to be us. What's really missing is the landing page, and I think we should have an Instagram because that's where people look at. So what I want to do, like we need to work on 3, let's say I will share with you guys the change book like as soon as possible. And then we'll discuss it and say, okay, fine, that's solid enough to and spark an interest and excitement inside of us, which is great. So let's move to the next step, which is landing page. I guess it's Instagram and the onboarding itself. So if somebody say yes, how are we going to deliver an amazing onboarding? Like is filling out a form or a chat and is setting up a date and you're visiting him. So you're going to be there, and how are you going to make it super awesome? So we're going to give him a gift, let's say, I don't know, a small plant with a hat, create some kind of the same thing, like telling stories, connecting to our vision. And once we have the landing page, the social, and the onboarding process, we know how it's going to look like, then we can start executing stuff. Because if we don't have this, just going outside, delivering an amazing experience and stories, I don't know, whatever, you will give people money. They will land on somewhere and they need to start their journey. So we need to work on those things, because this is what going to take more time than just buying cookies and go outside or sitting somewhere or building an ad even. This is easier, but the more landing page is more, it will take more time, like copy, how it's going to look like. That's the plan. Start work with the more complicated stuff, which is landing page, social media, and onboarding, and just remove anything else, because I know we have runway. At least we're not going to spend a lot of money on this anyway. I don't think more than 2,000 euros in total, or 3 end to end. So it's not like a big chunk. And our goal is to get 40 people, or the first 10 or 15.
That's wonderful. It's so cheap.
Yeah, and that's it. Because it's our time, our energy. And anyway, you're going to do like fun stuff. That's what I mean. Like, you don't look for trying to market. What we are curious and what's drive our enthusiasm. Let's do things that we really going to make us happy. So you have this kind of energy and fun. So the right people will approach us. And I think it's fine, because right now we are still in lockdown. And it's still like winter, and it will take us like 2 weeks to assemble everything, maybe a little bit more. And then we are ready. We have the foundation to deliver an amazing experience, not just stories. A change book, agree on the change book, landing page design, basic design, which Shira is going to do and maybe help with other people. And we're going to set up like pricing, what we need to do. We need to think about Instagram, how it's going to look like, storytelling, fun, experience. Maybe we will shoot like crazy stuff. You and I and Boris doing like funny. Like one example could be, we are hiring a boat and sailing across the canals and just doing a movie about working on a boat.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, that's like crazy. Let's do fun. Let's have fun. I think this is the best setup to spark curiosity, but also work together.
Yeah.
And that's what I also said, Shiro. I said, Ming is such a fun person. That's perfect. We don't need to be someone else. Just let's have fun. And let's draw the right people. So that's the go-to market. So I will say ignore everything else, because right now it's like 20-80, the Pareto rule. Let's focus on the 20% that will deliver 80% outcome. And I think it's a change book. It's the landing page, Instagram, and onboarding. Once we have this, we can start executing different ideas and having fun. That's what I want to offer. And I really, maybe last sentence, John said that they didn't have a target audience. He said, if you care about your health, your nutrition, and the planet, you are our customer. And in a way, I like this simplicity, right? Of course, in reality, it's different because I think they did attract certain kind of people. But if we can simplify it, so it's easier to understand what we are doing. We have a detailed persona that we need to. It's remote people, they're freelancers, they're fun people, they care about community, they care about their craft, and they really want to meet more people and build their network. Okay, fine. That's enough. And they have like some kind of maybe they care about people, right? So you don't need to educate them how to host, like they care. So how do we bring it into a landing page? How do we bring it into Instagram? These kind of principles. We just need to be us. So I think it's going to be intuitive to go ahead. That's my plan.
It's an amazing plan, so
in the end, it's not such amazing. I'm just saying, okay, who we are. Let's do who we are. That's what I said. Like, nothing here is. It's weird because usually it's more tactical and more strategic and more company driven. No, let's be who we are.
It is less stressful when you can just be yourself and market it. And I get it. You're basically applying the Oatly's fearless marketing. I don't know what you call that, but
I don't know
it's easy
either.
to market when it's just yourself. You don't need to be somebody else.
That's right. So he said we killed the marketing department, and now it's creative people. It's only about creative and creativity. Okay, we can do the same. I don't need to embrace what he just said. This is who we are. So we need to follow and that's what I said. If you read those articles, suddenly everything makes sense. Focus on creativity, on collaboration, and having fun. Money will follow, not the other way around. That's possible right now. It's like you need to trust your instincts. This is weird. Nobody's working like this. That's what's hard here, to follow your real gut instincts, to be who you are. You told me that you bought this kind of demand curve?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That there is a course that's starting. This is on-demand courses, or it's also live?
It's live, as in you complete a course and then you can fill out assignments, and there will be a human that's going to review it and help you along the way. Okay.
So there is a guy that I share with you the podcast, Suhail, something like this. He and Greg, the community Web3 people, and he has a course about audience building. I'm going to share it with you in Slack. Just here. And I wasn't sure if it's part of the deal, because that's also in Demand Curve, but also in Maven, and I don't understand if Anyway, do you have access to this? No. Yeah. I was curious if I should take it. I was really curious. Because the reason I'm asking and thinking about this is we are looking long term, and long term means it's not about marketing, it's about, I don't know if it's audience building, it's the right word, but let's call it audience building. How do you gather people and build trust over time?
Yeah.
And this is like the best way is building a community, not an email list. Or email list is it's one to many, but you want to connect people, which is many to many. Like Discord or Reddit, something that people can get to know each other and do something. One of the things that I thought, here's another idea that I'm really going to do, by the way. And that's what I like about what we are doing. I'm pursuing my passions regardless, but it's aligned. I want to create a meetup group in Amsterdam about, it's going to called Web3 Entrepreneurs. And it's going to be sponsored by us. And and I'm not going to try to sell anyone anything, just saying this is sponsored by open source project. There is no marketing here. And just to give you a glimpse why it's so great idea, if you look at Meetup and you look for Web3, you will not find a group here in Amsterdam. There is, I think, one in Rotterdam, which is only online. I want to create something offline, a real group. And there is none in Amsterdam, so there is an opportunity.
Yeah.
When I started to look at it, I found one event that's happening in a few days, and I registered in a group that's called Sense Makers. So they're like trying to make sense of things that are happening in the world. And if you look at this group, usually their attendance list is like, I don't know, 30, 20 people, 50. When they said, sorry, we're going to talk about Web3, 190 people. So this gives me also the signal a lot of people care about this. Or you create another group like, I don't know, remote people or things like that. So instead of thinking about marketing, think about fun and gathering people, and you can sponsor a conversation.
Sure.
Right? And that's better because what you're doing, you're not even creating your own content, you're just giving the place to connect under some kind of assumptions, this is what we care about. Or this is our challenge or problem, or we're trying to learn something together. If you do it in the right way, we basically building, like I told you, we are building a team and we are building an audience regardless, because we might be wrong about, maybe it's the wrong time for a workaround. We'll take a few months to take off because nobody cares, only us, which could be, right? I'm also humble. So our job is to create audience about what we care about, regardless of this business.
Yeah.
Because we might be wrong about something. It will take longer or whatever. So if you build trust and relationship and content and community, you are here for the long term. Then you can find maybe slightly different audience, or the value proposition is going to be different or whatever. But anyway, you're going to meet people, you're going to create your own network. So that's why Bumble or Meetup or something similar. I'm just telling you just what's the direction I want to take it. I'm not saying this is the best idea or we should do that. But anyway, I want to create Web3 Meetup group because I think it doesn't exist. This is awesome.
Please do.
And a lot of people. I'm very excited. I'm going to work on it. Yeah. And so that's exactly what you care about, what you're passionate, what do you see the gap that we can gather people. Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud if it's in the time. So yeah, this is.
I think building a community like that, that's the most basic form of building a community. Is going out there and creating a space where people can just come without any expectation.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean.
So
and then a physical space. I even thought about something even cooler, like saying, let's create small events.
Yeah.
At your home. Let's watch Oatly together and discuss it with more people.
That sounds fun. Yes, sounds really fun.
And then you don't need to sell anything. You're just creating something will happen. That's my thesis. Magic will happen. And you start small. We don't need a lot of people. So what I'm saying, we are not going to do marketing. We just want to meet people and tell them the right story and help them to connect. And by doing that in an authentic way, in a fun way, something will happen, which requires some kind of leap of faith and belief in this kind of way of living. It's not like we're not executing really. So I'm like throwing ideas to you because you're living in a building with a lot of creative, fun people. And I saw in the elevator, like I told you, and you've seen it, like, what can you do to start meet people tomorrow? Even if we don't have a landing page, it's fine. Like, we have a vision. We have a website, which is better than nothing. And let's create stories in Instagram. You can do it today. Like, what do we want? I'm not saying let's do it today, but it's like it's going to be original our content, something funny about remote and community, and So it's not that hard. Just let's do whatever we want to do, but in deliberate fashion. What do you think?
Oh, I think I agree with you whatever you said there. I was just thinking about, I would like to explore how to tell a story on Instagram. What is the design, what is the look, and what is our approach on that? I was just thinking.
So I will say our weekly goals, if there are any, or direction, is to start meeting people and start gathering people, regardless. Telling stories. Telling stories shouldn't be our story. It could be inviting Greg and having an online meeting with other people telling about, what is he about Web3 and community building. He's smart, right? This is huge. It could be, I don't know, scheduling meetings at Bumble or Growth Mentor or any other place and let's build audiences. That's what let's do whatever we want to do, but regardless. But we will stay with our principles. We'll do it deliberately. We know what to do, not spread too thin. But we're gonna have fun. And by doing this, we're gonna build business. It's like a byproduct of our
funness.
Yeah. And if you read this article, you say, okay, got it. Like, he just said it there. The next startup's gonna be really different. I already have 3 people approach me on business-wise, right? I don't know what's gonna get out of it, but
I have never used Bumble for business, only for dating. Yeah, I'll give it a go as well. Thanks.
Yeah, it's just play with stuff, have fun, like talk with people. I think that's it. And share our vision, or not business-wise. That's what I see. That's what I believe. That's where I want to take stuff. Like, that's enough. Take it down. What you did yesterday. Let's take a ride. Bring more people and have a trip. Because we need true fans. We don't need just people. We need true fans. Wow, this is fucking amazing. Guys, what should I do? Boris, You need 10, 15, 20 more Boris. That's it. So you already done it. I'm just saying, let's do it deliberately and thoughtfully, not, by chance. And spend time on getting to know people. And in parallel, we just need the landing page, the Instagram, and the onboarding. But just start meeting people. That's enough to say, wow, Ming, come to my house. I'm in. I have nothing to lose. This looks like fun. So, because people, they just want to be with you. This creative process of taking pictures and show, it was really fun. If you bring a present and you ask them some questions to get to know them so we can populate a website with the right stories, that's like really fun. You're already doing it. That's what I'm saying. Just give it a framework. That's it.
What I learned from you is that I continue to do what I'm doing.
So just to summarize our conversation, what I'm suggesting is we should do what we're already doing. And especially, you're super friendly, super fun, super creative. and you're already meeting people for real, like the story told you about Finland, those family, and people will be attracted to you anyway. So you just need to not increase dramatically, but give it more thought. Like, okay, what should I do more? You know, and that's how you met me and Boris and Greg, and you don't need to do marketing. But on parallel, we'll build like landing page and Instagram. That's fine. But we can start gathering people by just deliberately meeting people in different ways, from hosting an event at your home, building a meetup. We don't need a lot of people. Bumble.
I got you.
That's it. Growth Mentor. I know. Where did you meet people? You're building. Invite people to coffee. Just be bicycles, whatever. Like, just, you know. And then you already, in the next 3 weeks, until everything will be ready, I promise you, you will at least have 10 people joining the platform without any even landing page. And then we have a start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give first. I know. Buy 10 books. Just give it to people. You know, those kind of like, build a community. That's why I want to take this course. How do you feel about this?
I feel great. I honestly feel great. This is very unconventional, and I like unconventional things.
But this is who you are, right?
Yeah, indeed. I'm always excited to meet people and to onboard them. So, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. So the way I see it, I think it also becomes more and more clear. I'm the framework guy and the people guy. I'm not saying I'm not people oriented, but you have some kind of a character that's very attractive. Or that I guess I'm more like deep, you're more like, it's different. You're artistic. And I think this is going to be a great fusion. So I'm going to spend some time on writing and plotting this kind of thing. And then in the meanwhile, you can start meeting people for real. But I need deliberate time to focus right now, the next 2-3 days, to put it on paper and have something that we can use as a campus, right, to orient ourselves.
Yes. Yeah, I need a plan. I need all the props.
Yeah,
like that. And I will have a think about what we just discussed, of course.
Yeah. Have fun, meet people, gather people, share your vision and ideas in different ways. There is no chance we're not gonna, you know what, without even a landing page, we can get 40 people. Really. If you do it deliberately, intentionally, and with some kind of, generosity. Put the settings and what you offer, and giving people stuff, even a compliment, or just to listen to them. It's huge in this reality.
Hopefully on Wednesday we'll have this pinned down so that I know what is the kind of story I need to tell people. So Wednesday I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, but remember, it's not about really the details, about how you make people to feel, because they don't gonna remember a lot of stuff. It's about, I like your vibes. So even if the story is not like perfect, it's a sense of direction. The right people will be attracted because like early adopters, they don't care about the details. They care about the direction and the excitement about this, about the people and the vision. And even if it's not polished, so it's enough. Because we are not selling money, we're not selling insurance here. We're selling fun and a bright future, and to connect and to have network. So it shouldn't be crisp as much as you think it should, because it's not investor, it's just people. Right? They're gonna buy you, not the idea. how you make them feel, which is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I wasn't meaning crisp. I mean like the direction, the general
Yeah,
direction.
yeah, of course. Don't try to be right. Just play with it. I think this is also you. Play with it. That's it. It's amazing because people don't do that. It's like, this is super unique. This is super interesting. If you play with it, you're not trying to be accurate. You just play with it. Having conversation, we meet people. It's about us, about our relationship, and then there is something else. If
Okay. Cool.
Great. I'm gonna be a little bit silent, just to put it out, and then we will connect again once I have something to show.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Great. 2 new beginnings, great week, and a great day.
Okay. Bye, Sharon.
Yeah. Bye.